Alright, once again, hello guys, and welcome back to another of our classes of our course about the deep web. So in today's class, we are gonna talk about the concept of anonymity and the Tor alternatives. So when we are talking about the concept of anonymity, I really want to talk about why people want to be anonymous, and this concept as an all. So let's start. So the first question is why people want to be anonymous online. So there can be a lot of reasons to this. Um, the first of all, people just want to be anonymous. People just don't like to be spied on, or to feel that someone is watching them or whatever. Any kind of reason related to this. Second reason, for example, people are visiting sites that are censored in certain countries. So as I mentioned in my past classes, there are countries on this world where you can't access some websites. For example, some people can go on Facebook in some countries. So let's say if they use the Tor browser, well, they will be able to access Facebook or any other website. For example, in some countries, there are news websites that are banned. There are journalistic websites that are banned. Well, by using the Tor browser, you will be able to access all of those websites just because you will be able to access all those websites. So those are the major reasons why people want to be anonymous. Also, if people want to write something, let's say anonymously, well, they can do it on the deep web because and by using the Tor browser, because if they do it on the surface web, well, if they living in a country where the censorship is very very hard, well, they can be in a lot of trouble. So that's why. Next thing, is it possible to be anonymous online? So still we are, well, right now we are talking about the concept of anonymity, but is it possible to really be anonymous online? So personally, I think no, because yes, Tor gives you a certain anonymity and everything, and if you're using a VPN or any other thing that hide where you are, um, yes, you are anonymous until a certain point. But if you're doing things, if you're doing illegal things or any related stuff to this, well, there is a lot of chances that police or internet police will want to track you. For example, if you're a hacker and you're hacking or whatever, well, there's a lot of chances that the police on the internet will want to track you, and they have a lot of budget. That's the difference between you and them, is that they have a lot of budget. This means they have a lot of resources, and they can, even if you think you're anonymous, well, you're not really that anonymous. So yes, there is a certain anonymity on the web until a certain point. Once again, if someone really wants to track you and has the resources, well, it's possible to track people, even people who are using the Tor browser with I don't know how much layers of protection. So yes, it's possible to be anonymous online, but you never can be 100% anonymous. That's the only thing. Next question, using a VPN versus a Tor browser. So basically the difference between a VPN and the Tor browser is that a VPN will generally be more faster, and since they have their own servers, the main reason of that is because the VPNs have their own servers. Sorry. And Tor is a bit much slower because Tor depends of people who are volunteers, um, to get the relays of, let's say you are going to Google, well, you need people to relay you who want to go to Google. So they depend on volunteers, but VPN companies have servers all over the world, and that's why they are much faster. The only thing is that Tor proves that it works, and proves that it's something very very reliable, and also Tor is free, so you don't have to pay for it. So me personally, I like Tor, and honestly, when you are going on the deep web only to, for example, let's say read books or read some kind of news that are censored in some countries, well, with Tor you will be okay. You don't need any fancy VPN or any other type of stuff. and don't try to hide a VPN to Tor, or because usually, as I mentioned in my last class, Tor comes with already built-in features, and Tor mentioned it when you install it, that it's not a good idea to just when you install Tor, to add other third-party material to Tor, third-party plugins or add-ons. It's not a good idea because Tor has already his things, and until now it works pretty well. So right now, is there any alternative to Tor, or not really? Once again, that's a good question, and you have a lot of alternatives, but for me personally, I know three of them that are that works well. The first one is Freenet. Freenet works very well. It's also a peer-to-peer platform. It helps. Well, it has the same goal as Tor. It tries to, it tries to not promote censorship. It tries to decrease censorship in the world, and countries who are censoring some, for example, news, some datas, or some things. Well, this platform, let's call it like this, is really against it. So if you're looking for something, let's say like Tor, Freenet is like this. The second, let's talk about I2P, the second one. I2P is Invisible Internet Project. Once again, it's another thing that is something like Tor. It's an anonymous network layer. Once again, it has 55,000 computers and works a bit the same way as Tor, so it's relays. So for example, you go on Google and it works exactly the same way. So there are relays that will pass by a lot of computers. So this way, no one will be able to go back to you. Well, it's gonna be hard to get back to you. And the last little thing, the last alternative to Tor, it's Tails. But it's not really an alternative to Tor because it works with Tor. And we are gonna download it also. We're gonna work with it a bit later in this class. So Tails, it's very simple. It's a live system, and his goal is also to preserve privacy and anonymity. This system works directly with Tor, and Tor is integrated to Tails. So this way, not only it's a major advantage to have it, because what's happening with Tails is that you will have it on a USB key, so you will be able to access the deep web anywhere. So let's say, for example, you're going, I don't know, in a coffee somewhere, and you have your laptop, or you have a laptop or someone's laptop. Well, you can take your USB key that has Tails on it, plug it on the laptop, go on the deep web, let's say read some news, and just unplug it, and all the data will not be saved anywhere. It's gonna be erased. So Tails is really an amazing tool to use, and this is why we are gonna learn how it works. The best part about it is that everything that you guys are gonna see in this course, all the material that you guys are gonna use in this course that includes Tor or Tails, is completely free, and it works very well. It has been tested not only by me, but by a lot of people on this planet, and also it's all legal, and it works well. Once again, it works very well. And for those who want to stay really anonymous, or just navigate on the clear web anonymously, you're gonna see it works. It's a very good way to do it. It costs nothing. Yes, it's gonna be a bit slower because you will have to wait, because as I explained, Tor, the way it works, it's a lot of people who, when you make a request to a server, it's gonna relay by a lot of computers, and this is one of the reasons why it's a bit slow. If you have money and you want to pay for a VPN and you want to stay on the clear net, you can do it. But if your goal is to go on the deep web, you're gonna see Tor and Tails. It will be your best friends in the next classes, and even after this course. So I think right now you understand what's the concept of anonymity and why people want to be anonymous. We also saw what are some Tor alternatives. Yes, you have some other Tor alternatives, but for me, those three are are pretty much very good. My favorite is Tails. Tails works directly with Tor, so yes, it's a Tor alternative, but it also works with Tor, so it's not really a Tor alternative. It's like something that works with Tor. So that's it for this class, guys, and see you in our next class, where we are gonna go on the field and we are gonna start working with Tor and we will install it.